Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my first spring tutorial and I am just so ready for winter to be gone. We've had so much snow these past couple weeks here in southern Indiana and it's starting to warm up a little bit, so I am so ready for spring makeup and spring clothing and just everything about spring. So I wanted to do something that had a little bit of a brighter, bolder lip because I don't do that very often on my channel. I think it's been a really long time since I've done that, and I don't really do that in my day-to-day life very often either, so it's fun to switch it up, and I really love this lip color, and I just wanted to keep that kind of the focus of the look and keep everything else pretty neutral. The eyes are very simple, and I use my favorite pigment from MakeupGeek. Actually, all the shadows that I used are from MakeupGeek, but I just did my liner a little bit thicker than I usually do, and I kept the skin just bronzy and healthy looking. You guys know the drill. I love that kind of look. So if you'd like to see how I got this full look for spring, then go ahead and stick around.
For foundation, of course, I'm using my new obsession, the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. And like I said, I do one pump for one side of my face, blend that in, and then I'll do another pump for the other side. And I am blending all of that in with my Sigma F80 Flat Top Kabuki brush. When I apply this foundation, I like to really press it into my skin because I feel like that just gives me a little bit more coverage. To brighten up my under eyes, I'm going in with the Maybelline Age Rewind and Brightener first, and I'm really bringing that pretty far into that inner tear duct because I tend to have a lot of shadowing there, and that's really going to help cancel out those dark circles. And then I'm going in with the Frankie Rose Cosmetics Concealer, and I love this stuff so much. I've raved about it in my past favorites video. So I'm taking that under the eyes pretty far down, and then I'm also taking that on the chin, around my mouth, on the very center of my nose, and then a little bit in the center of my forehead. To blend out all of that concealer, I'm using the G2 brush from Morphe. I love this for blending out concealer. It just does a flawless job. And I'm also taking that concealer up onto my eyelid. This is just going to serve as a base for our eyeshadows. To set that under eye, I'm going in with my tried and true MAC Pro Emphasize Shaping Powder, and I'm using a new Morphe brush. This is from the Flawless collection. A lot of the brushes I'm going to be using are from that collection, and this is the M500 brush. I've really been loving this to set my under eyes. To set the rest of my face, I'm going in with this Frankie Rose powder in the shade Spice, just using a big fluffy brush and setting that concealer and that foundation in place so it doesn't move around on me throughout the day. I love this powder so much because it does set all of that liquid in place, but especially with this foundation, I really want to have that luminous finish and it doesn't cover all of it up. To start on the eyes, I'm going in with one of my very favorite shades from MakeupGeek. The ones that I'm using today are just kind of my tried and true staple MakeupGeek eyeshadows because I haven't used them very often, but this is Peach Smoothie, and this is just going into the upper crease, and I'm using a Morphe M504 brush, also from that Flawless collection. Next, on that same brush, I'm going in with Creme Brulee. This is just the perfect transition shade for your crease. So I'm going directly in the crease and going from inner corner to outer corner, concentrating a little bit more of the pigment on the outer corner and then bringing that in. Although the eyes are very simple, I did want to have a little bit more depth to that outer corner. So I'm taking Cocoa Bear, seriously the most beautiful brown shade. It has a really beautiful red undertone to it. And I'm using the Morphe M513 brush, and I'm applying that to the very outer corner, and then you can see I just slowly bring that up into the outer crease. For the lids, I'm using Afterglow pigment, also from MakeupGeek. This is such a beautiful pigment. It's one of my favorites, and I should really use it more often because I love it. It's a beautiful champagne-y gold color. So I'm using my brush wet. I just sprayed it with a little bit of Fix Plus, and I apply it most heavily in the inner corner and then just diffuse it once we get out towards that Cocoa Bear shade. And now it's time for that bold liquid liner, and like I said, I did my line a little bit thicker. For some people this may be normal. For me, this is a little bit more bold than I usually do, but I really love how it turned out, and I did speed this up because it took me forever. Now I'm just throwing on some mascara and then putting on these lashes, and they are from Kiss, and they're the Flirty lash, and they are a little bit of a fuller lash, but they still look very natural and they don't look overdone, so I really love these. For the lower lash line, I didn't want to leave mine bare because I feel like my eyes just look really strange when I do that. So I took a little bit of Cocoa Bear on an M515 brush. This may be my favorite brush out of the whole collection. It's just such a great tiny little pencil brush. And I'm sweeping that from outer corner to inner corner. And I also went in and picked up just a little bit of Creme Brulee to blend that out a little bit more. For my waterline, I'm going in with this nude liner from the Balm. I love these Mr. Right Now liners. They just stay in my waterline really well, and I love a nude liner. It's just going to keep your eyes looking very open. To finish off the eyes, of course, go in with a coat of mascara, and I'm using my favorite Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara. Just really helps to separate and lengthen those bottom lashes. This face could use some serious warmth, so I'm going in with Shadow Play from the Kat Von D Shade Light palette on an F10 brush from Sigma, just bronzing up my skin to give it a little bit more life. Next, I'm going in with Subconscious, also from the shade Light palette, and contouring my cheeks. I'm using the Real Techniques contour brush as usual, and just going in and giving my cheeks a little bit more definition. And the next part is something that I've just been obsessed with lately, and it's contouring my nose, and I am so excited for this little brush. This is the Morphe M514 brush from the same Flawless collection. It is just the perfect sized brush for contouring your nose. For blush, I'm using Luminoso from Milani, one of my most used blushes in my collection. I'm just applying that to the apples of my cheeks and then blending that back. Using a highlighter that I obviously love, I'm using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Luminous Light. This just gives you such a beautiful glow without any sparkle to it. And I'm using this M501 brush from Morphe. It's just great for a really precise highlight. So I applied that to my cheekbones and then also on the very tip of my nose. I'm also using this for my eyes. So I brought it right under the arch of my eyebrow and in the inner corner. For the lips, I'm using this gorgeous shade from Lorac. This is one of their alter ego lipsticks in the shade Jet Setter. It's so much fun, and once you get that on, your look's complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this fun, fresh spring look. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!